everyone. So as you guys saw last video that I sent it on the Facebook and YouTube, we want to show you what it was actually the reality here in Serbia. I'm in the community center, and this was the place that we arrived last year in 2017 in August. So in order to show you what happened here last year, the cause that we understand and that we discovered here, I will show you a little bit of what it is happening here in Serbia. And for that I will use some footage of the ADRA annual report of 2017 according with the situation of refugees here in Serbia. Let's go for it.
We believe in the Lord, who is God of widows, orphans and strangers.
We believe in the holy duty of protecting those who lost home, peace and opportunity for human life with dignity.
We believe that people we work with have right and power to govern their own lives. We are there to help them restore that right and empower them in the process.
ADRA Serbia implements several programs of support to vulnerable groups in Serbia. Refugees and asylum seekers from the Middle East are one of them. The mission of the SDA Church in Serbia is prophetic, to proclaim the prophetic hope for the tired time and generation, and to do prophetic deeds of protecting those robbed of their rights in the name of justice and compassion. ADRA focuses on the second. This report of the Southeast European Union Conference deals with the work of ADRA Serbia, one of 4 ADRA offices in this union conference. Since 2015, more than 1 million refugees from the Middle East have passed through Serbia. Wars and severe poverty were the reasons. Serbia is still on the so-called Balkan route, seeing dozens of new arrivals each month. Presently, there are 5,000 refugees and asylum seekers in Serbia, accommodated in 19 governmental facilities. The largest one is 5 kilometers from Belgrade, the capital of Serbia, with 500 individuals, 50% of whom are children. They have been spending from 1 to 2 years in it, considering whether to remain here or move on to other European countries. Government centers provide for basic needs, 1 room per family, and 3 meals per day, and laundry services. This is essential, but hardly meets all needs human beings have a right to be met. First, children's right for education, so that they do not lose precious time for acquiring knowledge, socialization, and preparation for life. Second, children's rights for normal childhood, which includes play and laughter. Third, parents' rights to feel useful, to work, and earn. Their need to spend time with friends, their right to a normal life. The life of the government facilities is becoming increasingly depressing. It affects negatively their health and well-being. Lack of space, only 1 room per family, isolation from the community, too much idle time. Having these needs and rights in mind, ADRA established a community center in January 2017. A facility 5 kilometers from the asylum center is turned into a community center with 66 square meters of closed and 1,200 square meters of open space.
So as you just saw according to the report, there's a community center here in Serbia, and we've been here as well last year. But the way it was the community center last year, completely it's not the way it is now. A huge difference, a huge change it happened. And you will be able to see it in the next video. But what I want to show you now, it's the community center and what it is, what it does, and the way that it's working with the refugees. So now the next videos you will see is videos from me and Kostya last year here on the community center, and you will see how was it and what we were doing here.
You are welcome to this community center from ADRA. We arrived a few days ago, and now we would like to show you what is actually community center in this place. This is like a huge place that has this name ADRA Community Center.
Everything that we will show you.
Those are chairs and tables.
This
is the classroom. And when it's divided in half, there's still place for younger. Introduce you to CC Center inside now. This is the kitchen and also one of the offices, and also this works as a classroom when it's needed. Let's follow. So those are the toilets. This is one of the classrooms. So here is saying learning center in the several languages, and this is the main, the biggest class probably I saw inside of this building. So a lot of different classes are made here. Then we also have the IT class. So this is the main building, we will leave it now. One more. And this is the main building. In the second floor you have some offices for lower responsible organization and security. Those are places for water and clothes that they keep and they used to keep for the children. And those are places for play football inside, tennis and snooker. There is also one big place is still not prepared for any kind of work or classes. They would like to make this place a big multi-sport pavilion. So now it's still under construction and it's used as the garage for some cars, but for the future we hope it's gonna be done. And they use also this for some handmade works. Check it out. Just to say, for those who supported our travel with some clothes, we already gave them, and I think those clothes already have been given for all children and those parents that they have. So probably some of these pieces of clothes are from you guys that supported us on this journey, and we are thankful for you, because the first day when they opened the door and they saw that there's new t-shirts, new underwear, and they were really happy, and we saw them a lot of kids and like searching for their size and what is more beautiful for them, etc, etc.
This is community center, CC. This is the music room where they are being taught how to play instruments, on this case guitar.
The facilities include classrooms, IT corner, children's corner, women's corner, office for psychological counseling, workshop space, and a large sports hall. The open space is for sports and games. To get there, refugees either use free public transport or ADRA transportation. Also, people from the local community participate in programs. The community center is quite a dynamic environment. Each day, 70 children, youth, and parents use its different facilities and programs. ADRA integrates 100 refugee children in Belgrade schools. Each early morning, ADRA's vehicle picks up around 100 children at the asylum center's entrance and drives them to 10 Belgrade schools. Children are so eager to go to school that they all wait at the fence with their school bags, a full hour before the ADRA vehicle arrives. They are curious and hungry for knowledge. In the schools, cultural mediators together with ADRA's interpreters for Farsi and Serbian, help children and teachers in classes. On the other hand, the community center complements these efforts through assistance in learning. Serbian language lessons help these kids to benefit from classes in schools. They are fast learners, but cannot cope without Serbian language skills. Educationalists assist with homework. Children and the parents enjoy ADRA's center due to its good conditions for sports and recreation. This is appreciated by children and youth because it benefits their overall health, but also calms them down and prevents behavioral problems. Mothers and girls organize their activities in the Women and Girls Corner, creative workshops, meetings, talks with ADRA specialists, or women's issues.
And now we want to speak with you about the most important thing, actually the cause that made us create all Climb for Hope thing. That's why we're climbing mountains, that's why we want to raise €1 for each meter we climb, which is the vocational training. So I'll show you as well what happened last year according to the vocational training. So how it started, what was actually happened, and last year when we've been here, 16 people were already attending the vocational training, and it kept going. So I will show you as well some footage from the last year about the reality of the vocational training so you might understand it clearly. It's an opportunity for them to have a course, a formation on certain handmade jobs.
Finally, youth of 16 and above and young parents participate in vocational training for different occupations. ADRA cooperates with local businesses and organizations offering certified 3-month courses for many occupations. Until the end of 2017, 60 women and men, young women and young men, will have successfully completed these courses. Some of them will get employed in Serbia, some will use these skills in other countries they want to go. This is important empowerment for their future and for their social integration. Also, it restores their sense of self-worth, of being useful to others, and builds their dignity and capacities. Knowledge is the only thing no one can take from us, says an 18-year-old Afghani. One of 45 unaccompanied minors who left Afghanistan fleeing from forceful mobilization by Taliban, but also with a mission to provide for their struggling families back home. ADRA's team consists of coordinators, psychologists, teachers, social workers, lawyers, specialists for women's issues, drivers, and animators. ADRA cooperates with the government, the local community, and other organizations.
So one important part of what we were doing here in Serbia was just not to show you all of this that we just showed you, vocational training, the community center, the refugee situation, but as well to go to the camps. So we went to the camps last year, 2017, and we needed to interview some of the refugees over there on the camp, some of the families, in order to know what their perspective of work, what they think about vocational training, they agree with that, they want that or not. And it was pretty much the same thing. All of them just are looking for a normal life, just looking for an opportunity to go and work. Inside or outside of European Union, they just want to find a job and have a normal life like you and me. So I will show you some more footage from the refugee camps that we've been last year, and it's gonna be then pretty much for this video. And I hope you guys keep supporting this cause, the Climb for Hope cause. So this is why we are climbing mountains to get the €1 for 1 meter. This is the cause. Everything that you are seeing here right now, this is why we are doing it. So enjoy the next footage.
Today is a day to make some shoots inside of the camp, so we made it happen through ADRA Serbia.
همه جا میکنیم که زبان نمیکنیم هر جا میرم این دخترم با 100% از اطراف رسید هم از محمد رضا
As a slogan of ADRA Association, it's true that even we are not able to change the life of everyone, all refugee people that lives here, at least we can help each person each day, one person, day by day, and this is an amazing job.
There is always a space for improvement. What we try to do in a better way is to include more local churches in the daily activities of this community center. An Afghani father told us recently, all myself and my family want is a normal life, a decent normal life, even boring life. And now we need something to give us hope that this is achievable. Instinctively, to us, to Adventists, to Christians, comes a need to present the reality of the new earth to these people. And to present the new earth and to draw it as a picture to boy and girls and girl, to women and men who have lost their state, who are left without roots and are in limbo. It's not easy. Of course it's not easy. But luckily what is possible is to create an environment which will be a place where no loneliness will exist for these people, where they will have human beings supportive and caring for their rights and dignity. And then, maybe, just maybe, it will be easier for them to imagine new earth and even to desire new earth.